Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Autastic, your comedian's guide to autism. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Kirk Smith, and my co-host and buddy,
Graham K. Hello, everybody. Welcome back
Boom.
to another sweet sode of the Autastic Podcast. Kirk Smith, you guys, you're never going to guess where he is. I'm in New York. I'm back for a month. I'm taking a month off touring. Can't believe it. Can't wait. Kirk is doing the opposite. You will never guess what you're going to say. Oh, he's on a cruise ship again in the Caribbean or something. No. Where are you, Kirk?
I'm spending a few summer days in beautiful Romania.
Ooh.
Yes, Bucharest
The
and
vacation
Brașov. The
hotspot of the Iron Curtain.
former Iron Curtain, but sure.
Yeah.
Beautiful out here.
Yeah.
Little known fact, if you've read one of my books, you know that I had a fun experience working at a orphanage in Romania in the late 90s, and that was mid 90s,
Yes.
and that was a harrowing experience. Hard to get milk. It was hard to get eggs. It was
Right.
hard to get absolutely anything out here. Yeah, it was.
Kirk is not. He's not working for Andrew Tate.
Nope, I have zero
No.
interest in that that guy. He
Nope.
seems like a real
He's
jerk.
He's actually doing the opposite. He is visiting friends he met when he worked at an orphanage.
Yeah, now
That's a pretty.
most of them have gone on to work at other nonprofits. Go ahead. Sorry. I cut you
No,
off.
I wasn't going to say anything. That's just nice. You're a good man, Kirk.
I'm trying my best. I don't know. Last week. I was in beautiful Sweden for 4 days. I got off a ship in beautiful. Where was I? Stockholm. Took the train up to see JJ. We had a fun. You can see a picture of him and his feet barely in the ocean in Sweden. It was his Swedish aide. Excuse me 1 second. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Got a lot of pollen in Bucharest this time of year, Kirk.
And pollution, sure. His aide tried to talk me into getting into the ocean, which compared to the Caribbean was not exactly as warm as she thought. And it was great to see him though, and he was doing good. He's doing good. He's having his summer. You know, it was a sweltering 75 in Sweden. So
Yeah.
tell us about you, Graham. I've got to
Yes.
grab a glass of water. I can't believe I'm going to have to do this right now, but give me a second.
No, that the allergies in Bucharest are terrible this time of year. We all know that. Yeah, Pete's doing fantastic. Yeah, another check-in today about his work. He's crushing it. He's been
He's
I was
crushing
just-
it. I heard
I was
that part. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not chit-chatting at work.
Love
as
it.
He did have a relapse, unless a couple weeks ago or a month ago rather, and but so far so good. Big news in the visiting New York front. He does want to come.
Okay.
And my parents are going to drive down probably this September, and we're going to get them an Airbnb near me. And then Pete's going to stay at my place, and we're going to hang out as a family for a few days, probably a couple days longer than I'd like. And then they're going to drive back to Ottawa.
Hilarious.
So it's all covered. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
End of September. Pete's coming, huh?
Yep. Maybe the beginning. I think the beginning of September.
Beginning of September.
So it'll still be warm. Maybe we'll go to the beach. It'll be fun.
Driving him around in the Green Machine. If you guys have not seen Graham K live, he's a big man. He is all of 6'3", 6'4", maybe on Tinder.
I'm 6'4", yeah.
Sure.
210, 215.
220 if he's not lying to himself and he doesn't weigh himself first thing in the morning before he eats.
Yep. Staying away from that scale right now, let me tell you. Spent a month partying, basically. It was in Costa Rica, Mexico City.
So you and your brother, who's bigger than you, and your dad, who's your size, and your mom all squeezed into that Mini Cooper, the short
That's
one.
not happening.
It's going to be terrific to see.
It's not going to happen. Tell you right now. It's not going to happen. I don't know
hilarious.
how what we're going to do. But maybe I'll rent a car. Maybe they're just they're just a little too old to be walking up those subway steps.
Yeah, you guys are big people. I imagine you taking out the sunroof and having all four of your heads pop out the top like Magnum PI.
It would be a complete clown car. I think, um, yeah. My dad and I could sit in the front. My dad could get in. I don't know how he's going to get out, but
The
he can
front
plop
is
himself down.
actually surprisingly spacious. It's just not
Yeah.
designed to have rear passengers if there's somebody in the front.
The front is regular size,
Yes.
surprisingly. The back is, I think the seats are there for tax purposes
I
or
think it's
insurance purposes.
insurance. Yeah, you get a lower rate
Yeah,
if you've got
yeah,
four seats. Yeah, I think that's what they're
yeah.
doing.
So, I mean, we could cut off my mom and brother's legs.
Why not? They're not using them that much anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out. They'll get down here. Maybe we'll do, you know. Well, hey, you know what? They're gonna have their car. There you go.
I know. I just think the visual of you guys riding in your car is hilarious. But
Oh, you made me panic for no reason. We got the Nissan. We'll be fine.
speaking of cutting things off, my son, I don't think I covered this. Last week we were giving him a quick shower when I was out there, and his aide took a call. I got distracted doing something. He snuck in, grabbed a razor, and started shaving his own head. So he's
What with a razor?
with a trimmer, like a beard trimmer kind of thing. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, electric one, not not scissors and that. Yes, so he's got the summer cut, and then he shaved about half of his chest hair and didn't let us shave the rest of it. So he's got a very unusual pattern, kind of
Yeah,
like
great.
40-year-old virgin, where he's got that
Yeah,
those
yeah.
the
Great reference.
spots missing. He's only a 25-year-old
Yeah.
version, 24-year-old version, but he's on his way. Steve Carell, he's catching up. He's catching up.
He must like the vibration. So he shaved his whole head. Does he do that normally or?
He likes about 5 years ago he started doing it. He likes I think he likes something about it. He likes watching himself do it. So I think he likes the actual I don't know, visual of what's happening. Like he's making a
I
change.
think it feels good. Everything he feels in control.
Maybe.
He's doing a chore.
Maybe.
Maybe he likes his hair short.
It is
He
summer
likes the feeling.
and it's roasting in Sweden. Like I told you, a balmy 75. But
Yeah. Let me tell you from somebody from a cooler climate. When it gets up to like 75, so it gets up to be like 80 in Ottawa. Sometimes 90. As soon as it hits like 78, I'll get a text from my mom being like, "It's disgustingly hot up here." Ugh.
the other funny thing about Sweden is if they've had a rough winter and it gets about 50, it comes up like this here in March and it's like 48. There'll be a bunch of girls out in tank tops out and little short shorts like it's like they're in the Bahamas. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In my high school, this is a little different, but in my grade school rather, as soon as it hit like 45 in the spring, like early, there's still snow
Yeah.
on the ground, patches of snow. It's not going to snow anymore, but there's still snow, and it's like 45, sunny. There's always be some guy wearing shorts, and then the principal would announce over the loudspeakers at the end of the announcements, like, "Congratulations to Mike Tomlinson for being the first guy to wear shorts this year." Yeah.
It was funny. I don't know if you remember this, but I went to school out on the West Coast. But if it was chilly, Northern Cal could get a little chilly. I think the Mark Twain quote is "Coldest winter of my life is a summer night in San Francisco."
That's the second time in a week I've heard that quote.
Oh, that's odd.
Huh.
Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe God's speaking to you, Graham. Maybe we're supposed to move to
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'd wear shorts and a jacket, which is pretty ridiculous. Yeah.
Tell God to tell me that He exists, would you?
I think you could tell him yourself. I don't think God needs me to stand up for him. He could figure this out. I think Graham's trying to get the other half of the people who haven't left us from the last time to leave us now. But I'm not going to let you do it, Graham.
All right. I'm not against it. I'm just curious. That's all. I'm a curious guy.
I like it. I like it. Well, should we do in the news this week? What do you think? Did you look at this? What did you think of this one, buddy?
I like this article. You found this article, and yeah, we have talked about this a couple times in the past. This is a new finding. Am I right about that?
It cut off a little bit. Sorry, the technology in Romania is right there, but that part cut out a little bit. It's a new article to me. Yeah.
Yeah, but we've talked about this subject at least
Yes, a
three
few times.
times.
Yes, a few
Yes,
times.
yes.
But the
This is
title of it makes me feel better about those other 3 episodes that we've done.
okay.
Without any
Good.
further ado, the title is "The Connection Between Autism and the Gut Microbiome is Clearer Than Ever."
Yes, and we two idiots are on we were on the forefront. You heard it here first, like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's true. We had a
Yep.
lady talking about using fecal transfer with her blender. So anyway, for those of you who weren't around back then, I'll read you the beginnings of this. The link between ASD, autism spectrum disorder, and the body's second brain are more apparent than ever before. The new paper, authored by no less than 43 scientists of various disciplines, has found the strongest link yet between the gut microbes, host immunity, genetic expression in the nervous system, and dietary patterns. The new analysis does not confirm autism's underlying cause, nor does it identify specific subtypes as other research has attempted, but rather reveals a more generalized gut profile that seems to be consistent among those with ASD. If this crucial biomarker can be elucidated any further, can be elucidated in further research, I think that means illuminated, it could one day be used to diagnose ASD and further probe potential treatments. Before this, we had smoke indicators that their microbiome was involved in autism, but now we have actual fires, says the microbiologist Rob Knight at the University of California, San Diego, who we used to play basketball against when I played in beautiful Santa Cruz. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We can apply this approach to many other areas, from depression to Parkinson's to cancer, where we think the microbiome plays a role, and we do not know exactly what that role is. Today, scientists know that people with autism are more likely to experience gastrointestinal issues such as constipation, diarrhea, bloating, and vomiting. Yeah, that's a real. JJ's had years of constipation. He is on there's an oil. I know we've covered this before, but this oil that he ingests daily, this little tablespoon of, it's not castor oil, but it's something like that, something simple, and it helps with his digestion. And he's kind of an all or nothing guy. When he goes, it's a lot. And
Huh.
we've had a few accidents and more than a few stories that go into my act. Yeah, what were we gonna say? Sorry.
Well, I was going to say that I don't know of Peter having any problems with
Okay.
constipation, but I know I do. and my club booker, like one of the oldest bookers, my home club in Ottawa, was like, "You have autism." I know you do. And I was like, "Okay, all right." Okay.
Yeah. It's if you guys don't remember this, 2 years ago, the long reveal of this podcast was that Graham probably has autism. Yeah. But yeah.
Yep. We'll just add this to a long string of articles where I go, "Oh, yeah, I got that."
Huh, that sounds vaguely familiar. Yeah, you've complained about that a lot. Oh yeah. Anyway, the study incorporates 10 existing data sets on autism and the microbiomes, plus 15 other data sets regarding the dietary patterns, metabolism, cell immunity profiles, and gene expression profiles of the human brain. The authors of this analysis say their findings boost the statistical power and biological insight that the gut-brain axis behind ASD, and provides, quote, stronger association among gut microbes, host immunity. Okay, yeah, they're repeating themselves. The fundamental connection between the gut and the brain itself is a relatively new frontier in science. In 1992, a researcher named the gut the neglected human brain, end quote. It took until the 21st century for the term human microbiome to be properly conceptualized. Excuse me. In the years since, researchers on the trillions of individual microbiomes found in our guts has blossomed, kind of like the microbiomes, if you know what I mean. And yet experts still aren't really sure what makes up their results to date. There's no clear what a healthy microbiome looks like, let alone a atypical one. There are just so many variables to consider, especially because the communication between the gut and the brain seem to be a two-way street, because diet can so quickly change the mix of gut bacteria. Okay, so I'm going to cut forward a little bit. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, at the end, the authors found that in the end, the authors found that most major signatures of autism in certain metabolic pathways that were associated with the gut expression, particularly gene expression and diet. What's more, these microbes attached to these identified by a recent long-term study in the fecal transplants among 18 kids with ASD and a 2-year follow-up. Participants showed continued improvement in gastrointestinal and behavioral symptoms based on the scale most commonly used to evaluate the symptoms. Together, these findings suggest a potential role of microbiome in in improving autism symptoms, although how those underlying gut changes might be related to the actual brain change is as yet unclear. We were able to harmonize seemingly disparate data from different studies to find a common language with which to unite them, explains James Morter, who worked on the paper as a statistician, on the Simpsons Foundation, a charitable organization that funds biomedical research. I'm guessing no connection to the famous TV show. With this, we were able to identify a microbial signature that distinguishes autistic kids from neurotypical kids across many studies, with a bigger point that going forward, we need a robust long-term study, as many as the data sets as possible, understanding that there are changes that may help with intervention. So, I mean, to me, what this is saying is eventually they're going to get to the point where they can, I think my kid's autistic, and they will take a fecal study, a sample, and run it to the thing, and then based on the microbiome, the bugs in his stomach, be able to figure it out. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, and gets a treatment earlier, I suppose. And also for people like me.
Yeah.
When I actually finally do go, I can send it off to somebody.
And you've been collecting fecal transplants for years. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they're
terrible.
It's ruined several relationships. They're like, clear that. What's in that Tupperware under the bed? And I
Don't
say,
touch those. It's my stash.
Stay out of my personal affairs, I scream.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. I think it's interesting. What do you think?
I think it's interesting. It sounds close. I think that I like when I think it's really interesting when a large portion of the study is like is clerical work, almost like taking the results and doing the legwork, the reporting, almost not clerical, but the reporting and taking the results of, as this article says, like disparate findings from throughout the world and different institutions, and collecting the data and figuring something out through that. I think that's super cool.
And guys, we covered this one extensively about 100 episodes ago. We talked about this lady who worked at a hospital, and they used a blender that they made sure that it was only used for this, to blend it up and then put a tube down people's esophagus and feed the good bugs into their stomach. You know what this makes me think of? There's more research now that allergies and asthma. I've got really bad allergies. I'm allergic to cats and dogs and grass and probably happiness. But that
Bucharest.
that it might be caused by having an environment that's too clean as a child, where your body doesn't get the chance to see a bunch of different bugs and then attack them, and instead treats these other, things like dog hair and whatever and pollen, which are not actually.
I know they said that might be the case with the peanut allergies, but is that the case with allergies as well? Have you read that somewhere?
I've read that, more than once. Yeah.
Like with like. I also, no, this is completely anecdotal, so I probably shouldn't say it.
You love peanut butter sandwiches?
I love peanut butter Sammies. But I heard that Native Americans don't have allergies.
I've not heard that,
because they're supposed to be here.
I don't know. I have not heard that, but that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, don't quote us on that one.
we're not, we're supposed to have less allergies in Europe, because that's what our systems were built for. Or, Darwinism.
Yeah, I don't know
why.
about that. I have heard that if your body naturally handles alcohol from your home region better. So if you're Scottish, your body probably metabolizes Scotch a lot
Oh,
better than
really?
sake, and same with Japanese. Yeah, they're gonna have an easier time processing. Was it soju or sake or something instead of whiskey?
Soju's Korean,
I
I
think that
believe.
I thought it was Korean, but they make a Japanese version too. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. That's not on my list of countries to travel to this week, Graham. This week I'm just in
Okay.
Norway, Denmark, England, Romania, Germany, and Estonia. That's it. Oh man, Graham,
Um,
tell us about your shows. What do you got coming up, buddy?
Caucasians are more allergic to animal dander and medication than non-Caucasians. Think about that. I did Google that,
Huh.
so who knows? Um, anyway, I have a um, couple shows coming up. Sorry, I'm looking at my calendar. Um, but yeah, I am.
Tell us
Oh,
about them.
okay. Here we go. Here we go. I'm locked in, baby.
Nice.
If you are in the New Jersey area, I'm going to be at Silver Stream Studios in Montclair, New Jersey, on July 20th, 2023. You can
Love
get
it.
tickets at my website at grahamk.com. If you follow me on Instagram, there's an easy link in my bio. I am also going to be doing the same show in Queens, New York, on July 29th at QED Theater. And once again, you can get tickets on my website, grahamk.com. I'm also going to be doing a run of shows in October of those specific shows in New York. I'm also going to be coming to Denver and Toronto in September. I'm going to be doing the High Plains Comedy Festival
Ooh.
in Denver, and I'm also going to be doing the Just for Laughs Festival in Toronto. And I'm going to be they're putting on my one man show. My
Love it.
brother has autism. I did hire a publicist, and they told me I should change my name of the show.
Oh.
Change the name of my show from My Brother Has Autism. So it's probably going to be Pete and Me. But yeah, the reason why will be a discussion for next episode.
Well,
Love
I
you
can.
guys very much.
I was-
Kirk, you got anything coming
I
up?
was going to ask you what the reason was, but we'll hear about it next week. You can
Mm-hmm.
catch me next month. I will be all week at Absolute Comedy in Ottawa, and I'll be taking Peter to lunch. I hope we're going to go have a pizza and
Next week?
a beer. No, next month. Next month,
Next month.
August 29th through September 5th, unless he is in New York City, and then I will not.
Oh
But
my gosh, he might be.
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But you can catch me all week there, and then in the fall I will be at the Atlanta Laughing Skull Comedy Festival, first week of October. I'll be out in Atlanta for 5 days. If you're in Atlanta, other than that, mostly ships and stuff. I think that's it, guys. Do we do it, Graham?
I think he should be there on the 30th. So,
Oh, he's getting
Yeah.
some free beer and pizza then.
oh my gosh, he's going to be excited.
I'm
All
not
right.
going to drink any beers, so I'll probably just have Diet Cokes.
I know.
All right.
A stranger's going to pick you up to take you out for beers and pizza. Peter will be like, I'm in.
Who is this stranger? You've talked to him on the phone 10 times.
I don't care.
I don't remember him
Talk
at
too
all.
When's he coming?
Can he be here tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's it. Have a great week, guys. You can do it.